Oh well, hello there at everyone, smiley face, and welcome to today's video. Since I believe around mid-2017, I've mentioned on and off that I want to do top 10 Xenoverse 2 videos, and to begin with, I was going to wait until they stopped supporting Xenoverse 2, but given that we know there's going to be at least one more update as of this recording, I thought, you know what? Let's just jump into it. So this is going to be my top 10 Kamehameha skills for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Once again, this is my personal opinion, so if you disagree with me, please do leave your own list in the comments. Thank you ever so much. Coming in at number 10, the Divine Kamehameha. As of this recording and upload, the Divine Kamehameha super attack is the most recent Kamehameha based skill added into Xenoverse 2. Feel free to count how many times I say Kamehameha in this video. The reason why this ranks so high on this list is because although it's the coolest and most flashiest, and if you land it and defeat your opponent, the most satisfying attack probably in the entire game, unfortunately it is incredibly situational. I've yet to see or even experience myself using the Divine Kamehameha without having to sort of, I guess, egg my opponent on to actually use it. For example, like waiting for them to go for a beam super or a beam ultimate attack. And then if I do go for it after that, again, it's like it's to be expected from my end, rather than using it as an actual sort of counter. You know, for example, like using Rough Ranger or skills maybe such as Sudden Death Beam. This is the skill Ultra Instinct Arm Goku used to defeat Kefla in Dragon Ball Super, and depending on the time and date, you can get this from the TP Medal store for I think about 200 TP medals. Number 9, Kamehameha. Yes, the original Kamehameha super attack. No gimmicks, no sort of Kaioken powered ability, no sort of Big Bang powered ability or Big Bang powered Kamehameha. Just the original, regular, no strings attached, normal Kamehameha. The reason why this is at number 9 and so high up on this list is because, well, although it is a great skill, yeah, it's a great skill, do not get me wrong. Don't get me wrong there at all. It feels like there's almost an infinite amount of skills, both Kamehameha and other skills in the game, that are just much, much, much better than this attack right here. If you're a Saiyan and you're in a Super Saiyan transformation, this will warp into the instant transmission Kamehameha, and it will do a respectable amount of damage. But as you'll see later on in this video in my list, there's just going to be more skills that are just much better in pretty much, actually no, in every way, shape and form than this version of the Kamehameha. But if you're new to the game, this is a very beginner friendly skill. Again, it'll do the job, it's whatever. You can get this from Parallel Quest number 5. Okay. Number 8, the ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha ultimate attack. The first ultimate attack on this list, and before I continue, I do just want to say that this list specifically isn't necessarily the top 10 objectively best or the top 10 most damaging Kamehameha skills. That will take somewhat of a, I guess, like a factor in it, but it's also that, but more so my personal opinions, go-tos, and my personal list. So that said, if you guys do want to see a top 10 strongest insert theme here video, do let me know. Okay, thank you ever so much. But the reason why this is the highest ranking ultimate attack on this list is because, well, as I've mentioned this is a bit of a gimmick attack. For 3 bars of ki, well, yeah, it only takes 3 bars of ki to use, and for an additional bar of ki, so a total of 4 bars of ki, you can burst it, but the damage, in my opinion, for the most part right now, because I think that this skill has been nerfed a couple of times since release, but bursting it doesn't do that much damage, and additionally, you actually stagger for a few seconds, which that can just easily lead to a bit of a stamina break, and that could be game right there. So unfortunately, this is going to be number 8. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad skill by any stretch of the imagination, but as you'll see later on, once again, there's just going to be more skills that are, well, more Kamehameha based skills specifically, that are just much better in my opinion and much more practical to use. You can unlock the ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha from the skill shop in Canton City as you progress through the Xenoverse 2 story mode. Number 7, the Bending Kamehameha. This is just a fun skill. I just love this skill. But not only that, it actually hits kind of like a truck. For a 1-bar super attack, this does quite a lot of damage. Like, yeah, wow. And to bend it, you just have to hit the input once again, and it doesn't actually require any more ki, just 1 bar of ki. And this is a skill that you don't really, for the most part, being ran that much. So it's a skill that I sometimes compare to the Spirit Bomb super attack, where because it's not ran that much, same thing for Ill Rain, people for the most part don't either expect it or anticipate it or really know how to counter it. So you may think it's just the normal Kamehameha attack, then it'll bend, and if it hits you, it's going to do a lot of damage. This is a fantastic skill right here, and much like the ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha Ultimate, you can also get this, the Bending Kamehameha, from the skill shop as you progress through the Xenoverse 2 story mode. Number 6, the Kaioken Kamehameha, the super variant rather than the ×4 Kaioken Kamehameha Ultimate. We are now getting into some of the really, really good Kamehameha based skills. 2 bars of stamina for an incredibly powerful skill. This is it's very fast to activate. If you go for a knockback on your opponent and then go for the Kaioken Kamehameha, they will either have to endure it, which it's not gonna tickle, let's just say that, or go for an evasive to protect themselves, and in some cases that could actually be 3 bars of stamina now gone. This is a fantastic skill. There's not really much more to say. Apart from that, you can't charge it up, you can't bend it, nothing like that. Just a Kaioken powered skill. You could say it's a bit of a gimmick, but it's a fantastic gimmick for this skill specifically, and you get this from Parallel Quest 14. Number 5, the Super Kamehameha. Again, there's not really that much to say about this skill specifically. It's the original ultimate attack version of the Kamehameha in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. 3 bars of ki to use, fast to activate. It's a very beginner-friendly skill, and this is even something that's used in, I guess, late game, if that makes sense. This is a fantastic skill. Simple, but just an absolutely great skill. You can get this from Goku's mentor mission, and there is actually another variant of this which is used by Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, where you can actually absorb it and get a bit of a bonus, a temporary bonus. As of right now, this is only exclusive to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, but the regular Super Kamehameha can be used by your avatar, your CAC, naturally. Yeah, a fantastic skill. Again, there's no real gimmicks to that. It's just a supercharged version of the classic Kamehameha. A very great skill, and I think having this skill right in the middle of this list, I think that's a very fair skill to have, and you can actually make it a one-hit KO build if you run the right build, right super soul and stuff like that. A great skill. You cannot go wrong with the Super Kamehameha. At number 4, we have the ×10 Kamehameha. Now, while doing research for this video and making notes and stuff like that, I was almost certain, actually no, I was certain that the way you unlock this is from either the TP Metal Store or through the skill shop, as we've seen previously in this video. But no, you get this from Goku's 3rd mentor mission, which is I must have forgotten about that. Yeah, so you get this from the 3rd mentor mission from Goku, so just continue through the story mode until you get access to him. And this is a very easy skill to unlock, and it's an amazing attack. Not quite as good as the next one, which we'll get into in a moment, but for 2 bars of ki, and if you're in any Super Saiyan transformation, so Super Saiyan 1 to 3 to Blue Evolution, or just Super Saiyan Blue, you can, if you fully charge this, you can warp it to make it an instant ×10 Kamehameha, an instant transmission ×10 Kamehameha. Fantastic skill. Bit of a downfall for this is that despite how powerful it is, unfortunately the flaw in it is the range in it and kind of how long it takes to charge up. And if you're going to warp it using instant transmission by fully charging it in a Super Saiyan transformation, it's not got that much of a, I guess, a spread, which we'll talk about a little bit more in the next skill on this list. But regardless, this is a fantastic skill. Maybe don't use it to warp it just because of how long the setup is, unless you go for maybe a heavy stamina break first or something like that. But with that said, this is a great skill. If you know how to properly use it, then it's something that will really help you online, PvP, or even PvE. Great skill, few downsides, but it does kind of make up with it for the most part in the damage it can do. Coming in at number 3, we have the Big Bang Kamehameha Super Attack variant. It was a very close choice between what attack I put at number 4 and number 3 between the ×10 Kamehameha and the Big Bang Kamehameha. But the reason why I put the latter over the ×10 is because, in my opinion, I just think it's a better skill in maybe all but one aspect. It only takes 1 bar of ki to use rather than 2. I think it's a little bit faster, or it's not too much slower to fully charge if you're in a Super Saiyan transformation to make it the instant transmission or the warp Big Bang Kamehameha. And when you do warp it, it has a much wider spread as opposed to the ×10 or any other sort of beam attack, for example, the fully charged warp Gun. And for the most part, if your opponent does decide to try and dash away, it's still got enough range to actually go and hit it. But if they move towards the side, there's a very good chance that it will probably still hit them again if you fully charge it and warp it in a Super Saiyan transformation. This was a go-to skill and still is a go-to skill for grinding through parallel quests and expert missions. It's just a very, saying it's a fantastic attack is kind of a bit of an understatement, and at least for this list, this is, in my opinion, the best Kamehameha-based super attack in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That may be because of the Big Bang attack aspect to it, but regardless, you can get this from the TP Medal store for, I think, 20 TP medals. It's not that much. It's a fantastic attack, and it's something that I would honestly recommend to, well, pretty much everyone. Number 2, the final Kamehameha. My personal favorite Kamehameha skill in Xenoverse 2, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best. It's a wonderful attack. That's the best way that I can describe it. It's just absolutely wonderful. The final Kamehameha is a fusion between Final Flash and the Super Kamehameha. Available fairly cheap from the TP Medal store and from Parallel Quest 91, the final Kamehameha is a 5-bar ki-based ultimate attack with a pretty fast startup time. And yeah, this is an attack that, unfortunately, for the most part, I don't really see this being used, again, from my perspective, all that much on Cax, on Vegito, and Custom Vegito, sure. But for Cax, I don't really see the final Kamehameha being used all that much. But regardless, this is an amazing attack. It really is. As I said earlier, this is an absolutely wonderful skill. But I don't think it's necessarily the best Kamehameha-based skill in the game, or the best Kamehameha-based ultimate in the game. What is that? Well, and coming in at number 1, the ×100 Big Bang Kamehameha. Much like the final Kamehameha, you can get this from the TP Medal store for, well, fairly cheap compared to other things, as well as from my Parallel Quest 100, which as of right now is the final PQ in the game, excluding paid DLC parallel quests. This is also a fusion attack from the Big Bang Kamehameha and the Super Kamehameha, or even just the normal Kamehameha, but this is an incredible attack. It's technically not 100 times stronger than the Big Bang Kamehameha Super, but against full power Super Saiyan Broly with a fighting pose on a Saiyan with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and low health, so you get a Zenkai boost, this can more than easily, Limit Burst as well, more than easily one-shot full power Super Saiyan Broly from Dragon Ball Super Broly, and it will do at least, at level 99 with my build, it will do at least 30,000 damage. Why 30,000 damage? That's just because I had health not on unlimited, just to see if you actually would one-shot a level 99 full power Super Saiyan Broly. This skill, the reason I put this in number 1 is because you can actually lock off and rotate it, and it will do more damage than doing it locked on. But also, if your opponent isn't really, I guess, switched on, they won't actually know what's going on because they won't get the heads-up display. Granted, they still have a decent amount of time to break your guard, but if they don't realize what's going on, they either have to endure it when you spin it or go for an evasive, which again could take up to 3 bars of stamina. Yeah, this is, in my opinion, as of right now, as of this upload, the single best, taking everything into consideration, the single best Kamehameha skill in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And there you have it, my personal top 10 Kamehameha skills in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Do you agree with me? Do let me know in the comments. Put your own list of what you think the top 10 Kamehameha base skills are in Xenoverse 2. And also feel free to drop your own suggestions for future Xenoverse 2 top 10 or list or what have you videos. I had a lot of fun doing this, I really have. I wish I did this a lot sooner than I did. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, and with that said, I will see you next time.